games, defensively, we got 4 team rules. Okay, and I don't write very neat, but rule number 1. You see, I'm a texter too. Rule number 1, trust your buddies. You have to depend on the people next to you. You can't be Superman. You can't make every plays. You got to fundamentally do your job every time. So rule number 1 is trust your buddies. Rule number 2. Is trust your coaches. You got to believe in what I tell you. And if you listen to Coach Carlson, one of the things I like that he does, which not every coach does, is you talk in football terms to your kids. When he asks his kid a question, he answered in football terms. Okay, if I'm telling my kid all week long, if he blocks down, you squeeze, and I walk up to him and I said, what did he do? And he goes, oh, well, he moved in. Now I don't know what to tell him. You know, you have to tell me he blocked down so I can say, hey, we got to squeeze that. So when they come off the sidelines, you have to tell me in football terms. You can't just say, oh, well, he moved over there, he moved there, because I can't solve that problem. And you don't have a lot of time during games to solve problems, so you got to all speak the same language. Okay? The other thing is know your assignment. And you have to know what your role is and what your job is on every down. And it helps with us because we're always in the same thing. Okay, but the worst thing is when you give up a deep pass and the safety thought you were in cover 3 and the corner thought you were in cover 2. And you say, well, why didn't you know? And he goes, well, I didn't hear it in the huddle. And nothing drives me crazier. I know he portrayed me as being, you know, the quiet guy, but that will drive me crazy. If you line up to play it down and you don't know what you're supposed to be in, you're letting down the other 10 guys, or you're letting down everybody on the sideline. You have to know what you're supposed to be doing on a play. And the final thing, which is the easiest, play hard. Okay, you don't have to be good to give 100%. Right? So we focus on this. If you do, think about it. If every one of your kids does every one of those things defensively, you had to play good defense that game, right? You have to. And here's where it matters the most, because football is a crazy game. Football is divided up at every level like this. You got the top 1 or 2 teams, and you got the bottom 1 or 2 teams, and everybody knows who it is before the season starts. And this is what you need to beat the teams in the middle so that you get a shot at the top team. And if you don't do it, then you're that team at the bottom that you probably didn't know you were. And nobody's probably not going to tell you.